Despite all their bragging and bravado, the Kray twins' boxing prowess may not have been as impressive as they claimed. The pair once sent boxing promoter Mickey Duff 4 dead rats through the post. Duff reported the vermin to the police. "That be Duff, he's a slag," Reggie remembered fondly. "I sent him a rat through the post. I should have killed him when I had the chance." Duff had been the matchmaker in 1951 when the Kray twins turned professional, fighting in some obscure and forgotten boxing halls in London during a brief career. "They were both useless, especially Ronnie," insisted Duff. "I used to look for the biggest cripple sick in the world for him to fight." Reggie Kray in the ring with Billy Slinney, circa 1952 image Halton archive. Reggie Kray and Ronnie Kray with their mother Violet Kray. Steve Bunce has revealed the twins may have liked boxing but were not as good as they claimed. Image Getty Images. When the twins were finally arrested, it was reported that they had a list in their pocket, a written list containing the names of some lucky men. The list was titled, "So the Story Goes, Men That Must Die." Duff was on the list. The twins started to box at an amateur boxing gym in South London called Robert Browning and soon switched to the Repton Club in Bethnal Green. They fought each other in 1946 in the Hackney Schools Championships and Ronnie beat Reggie. The following year they both won the Hackney title and Reggie became London's schoolboy champion. "I was always told Reggie let Ronnie win." There is also a story about the pair fighting each other at a traveling boxing booth in Bethnal Green when they were just 12. It might be true, it's probably not, but it is claimed they each made 7 shillings and 6 pence. In one story they hand all the money, known as nobbins, over to their beloved mum, which is probably true. In the summer of 1951, when the boys are just 17 and look like they are 15, they turn professional with a win each on the night at the Arena, Mile End. They were not the main attraction. The key event on that Tuesday night was Eddie Carson, a bantamweight scrapper from Scotland. Trust me, the East End of London did not stop the night the twins made their professional debut. In 1951 they were a long way from their infamy. The twins battled over the summer and into winter of 1951, sharing the ring with a short list of lost brawlers. They beat men like Johnny Starr, who entered the ring one night against Reggie with just 1 win but 6 defeats on his record. Starr was done in 3 rounds. Reggie weighed 9 stone 8 pounds that night and looked like he needed a good meal. "As boxers the twins were quite different from each other," said Charlie, their brother and a far better fighter than the pair of them. Charlie finished his professional boxing career with a record of 11 wins from 18 fights, but was always playing catch-up in the men's stakes away from the ring. The Kray twins were known to love boxing from an early age. Image Sunday Mirror. Ronnie Kray, left, and Reggie Kray. During their amateur boxing days in their youth, Kray twins Ronald and Reginald seen here at home in 1966. Image Mirror Pics. Reggie was the cool, cautious one with the skills of a potential champion, and importantly he always listened to advice, continued Charlie. Ronnie was a good boxer and very brave, but he would never listen to advice and, unlike Reggie, he would never hold back, added Charlie. The twins were 18 when they had their last legal and sanctioned fights. Ronnie finished with 4 wins from 6 fights and Reggie quit with a perfect record of 7 wins from 7 fights. "I had to work hard to make them look good," added Duff. The crazy stories about their boxing exploits start once they walk away from the Queensberry rules and start breaking rules as well as legs and skulls. "When I was putting the tales of the extraordinary together, I found some totally fake boxing posters from the late 50s and early 60s. In one poster, Reg is dubbed the Coke King. It has a record of 57 wins and all 57 by knockout. As a pro, Reg stopped 2 of the 7 men he beat. In another fake poster, Ronnie is credited with winning over 70 fights. The pair also acquired a couple of extra nicknames, with Reggie dubbed the Class Act and Ronnie given the Glorious Rink moniker the Non-Stop Punching Machine. Charlie Kray and his twin brothers Ronnie and Reggie Kray on the list of boxers at the Royal Albert Hall International Boxing Tournament in 1951. Image Internet. Unknown Kray twins celebrate after being acquitted at the Old Bailey on the 5th of April 1965. Image Daily Mirror. There is so much snide boxing memorabilia out there about the twins, it's a liberty, said Joe Pyle Jr., a successful promoter and manager in the modern boxing business. Pyle's father, Joe Sr., was a proper associate of the twins and a boxing enthusiast in his own right. The twins did have a genuine love of the noble art, always had boxers in their company and attended as many shows as their life of crime and the police would allow. Duff famously asked them to leave a show one night and banned the pair from another fancy dinner and boxing show at a swanky London hotel. It really is no wonder that Duff was on their death list. They hosted world heavyweight champion and fellow felon Sonny Liston at their clubs and offered to manage East End banger Jimmy Tibbs, who trained Frank Bruno and Nigel Benn once he finished fighting. Ronnie Kray left takes a heavy punch to the chest during the fight he lost on points against Bill Sliney in 1951. Image popper photo musician Gary Kemp plays London gangster Ronnie Kray in the film The Krays. 1990 Image movie pics Reggie center left and Ronnie center right with American heavyweight boxer Sonny Liston. Image Halton archive. In another of my podcasts, a heavyweight called Nasher Powell, who once topped a bill at Wembley Town Hall with the twins on his undercard, also had to stop Reggie and Ronnie from entering a West End club. They understood, shook me hand and left, remembered Powell, who had a second life as a James Bond stuntman and professional baddie in hundreds of films and television shows. I broke 11 jaws, Reggie would tell people, and he probably did, but he never broke any jaws in the boxing ring. There is one truly extraordinary little boxing tale about the twins that I like, and I know it is true. On the afternoon the pair were sentenced to life in prison at the Old Bailey in 1969, they were each held in adjoining cells under the old court waiting for transport back to prison. The pair started shadow boxing, lost in a private little boxing world, and as they threw punches, ducked, feinted and danced in each other's company for possibly the last time, somebody realized that they were throwing exactly the same punches and making exactly the same moves. The Kray twins loved their boxing, they were just not very good at it. Hear about the Krays, as well as other amazing tales from the bizarre to the extreme in Steve Bunce's Tales of the Extraordinary on BBC Radio 5 Live and available here. http www.bbc.co.uk Program ESPO 5L3CB5